Hi, you are welcome to Procoder. This is the first video of this channel. In this video, I am going to talk about C++ programming language, introduce Visual Studio Code IDE, and we will set it up for compiling C and C++ programs. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel and hit like and comment and share my video. So let us talk about C++ language now. As you can see, these are the features of C++ programming language. C++ is basically an object-oriented programming language, and it is the extension of C because C is not an object-oriented programming language, but C++ is an object-oriented programming language. Okay, and these are the several features of C++, and it explains why C++ is so widely used today, even today. But the reasons why I have chosen to teach C++ on this channel is because C++ is beginner friendly. So if you are a beginner in programs, C++ is the perfect language for you. Some advanced programming languages like Java and Python, they are based on C++ and C. So learning C++ will shape your concepts well. Then you can switch to any advanced language which you like. It will be very easy after that. But to shape the concepts of a beginner in programming very well, it is advised to learn C++, and that is the reason C++ is taught in several schools also. So these are the features of the C++ language. Now let us move on to Visual Studio Code. So this is the Visual Studio Code website, code.visualstudio.com. So what is Visual Studio Code? It is basically a code editor, and the reason why it is so famous today is because it has extensions in several languages. See, it has extensions for several languages: Python, C++, Java. So the extension for Python has been recently released for Visual Studio Code. Otherwise also it has extensions for several programming languages. Okay, the next thing about it is built-in Git. So basically Git is a functionality, and you can use Git here, and Git is very helpful. You can even access GitHub from Git. So if you have Git set up on your Visual Studio Code, you can directly upload your projects from your Visual Studio Code to GitHub, and that is very useful for developers all over the world. Next thing is run and debug. So let us see what is run and debug. See, basically Visual Studio Code has very good debugging features. So if you want to find faults in your program, and if you want to know what is wrong with your program, why it is not running, so you can manually set breakpoints in the editor, and you can run and debug it. It is basically very easy. We'll see all of these features as we progress with C++ learning. And last but not the least is Intellisense. So Intellisense, Visual Studio Code has very well structured Intellisense. It enables users to write very good code, very well structured code, and it also goes beyond syntax highlighting, and it autocompletes. So this autocomplete feature of Visual Studio Code is very helpful for the developers. It helps us save a lot of time, and it helps us write code very fast, and helps us to minimize unnecessary effort while programming. So now, without any more talk, let us quickly jump onto Visual Studio Code. By the way, if you do not have Visual Studio Code downloaded on your system, hit this download button here, and then select your operating system, whatever your operating system is, and then click on that, and Visual Studio Code will automatically be downloaded. So since I already have Visual Studio Code downloaded on my PC, I am not going to download it. I am straight away going to go to my Visual Studio Code. So this is the symbol for File Explorer. Here you can see what files you have made, and this is the Run and Debug button as we just saw, and this is basically the symbol for extensions in Visual Studio Code. So let us click here. This is basically the place where you can find all the extensions you want to download for whatever work you want to do. So we will be compiling C and C++ language programs. So for that purpose, we need C++ extension. I personally recommend using this extension. It makes debugging in C++ very easy. So as you can see, I already have C++ extension downloaded in my Visual Studio Code. If you do not have this extension downloaded, you will get an install button here. Just click there and it will get downloaded. Okay. Next, let us move here. So this is basically a workspace which I had created earlier. If you want to create a workspace in your Visual Studio Code, just go to your terminal, okay, go to your basically wherever you want to make a new folder, okay, and just write mkdir. So mkdir means make directory, and directory is just another name for your folder. So mk directory, and whatever folder name you want to give. Suppose you want to give a folder name of test. This becomes test, okay, but I want to work on this YouTube only. So if you want to work on test further, you can say cd test. So it will go to there, to the test folder, and then you will write code dot, and when you hit enter, it will open a new workspace, and it will replace this with test. This here you will get your folder name, whatever it is, and then you can make more files there, okay. But I want to continue working here in the YouTube workspace. So I had not given a space, that is why it was not working. Now as you can see, I am in the correct directory, okay. So if you want to make a new file here, you will click on this new file button and you will write second.cpp. So basically .cpp is the extension for C++ programs, okay. So second.cpp. This just creates a new C++ programming file, and you can write whatever program you want here. So first of all, let's look at this first.cpp. So this is a program which I had written earlier. So what this program does is it prints hello world. It is our basic classic hello world program, okay. And IOStream is basically a header file present in C++ language, and it helps us to perform input and output functions. So we'll go into the details of C++ language later on, but right now we are going to learn how to compile C++ languages here. So we want to run this program, we want to basically compile this program. So let us see how to do that, okay. So we are going to follow this documentation. This is a documentation of visualstudiocode.com, and I'm going to put this in the description, okay. So let us follow the steps here. First of all, we had to install Visual Studio Code, which we have already installed. Then the extension, which we had already installed again. Next, you have to install Mingw 64. So what is this? This basically contains your compilers, your C++ compilers, and you have to download this by going to this website. So when you go to this website, your download should automatically start. But I already have this downloaded here. That is why I'm not going to download this again, okay. So when you will go to this website, the download of this will already start, and when the installer gets downloaded, you will double click on that and you will install this, okay. And then you can follow the instructions here. So wherever you install this file, okay, wherever you install it, just find the bin folder. Just find the bin folder. For example, I'll show you. This is the place where I had installed, okay. Yeah, you can see this is the folder which got installed. So this is the place where I had installed. Then you'll double click on this, you'll go here, and this is basically your bin folder. So you can see I entered my bin folder. Now I want to copy paste my path. So this entire thing is my path to the bin, okay. I have copied it so that if I can use it when I need it further. Now you can also add this path to your environment variables. How will you do that? Just click on search and just go to your search bar, okay, and just write this, edit the environment variables for your account. And when you go there, here if you get this type of a window, then just click on edit, and as you can see there will be a lot of paths here. So what you have to do, we just want to add another path. So we'll just write this, put this semicolon, and then we'll add our path. But I already have this added, so I'm not going to do it, okay. You'll just put the semicolon there and you'll just paste your path, and you'll click on OK, and you'll just save it. Alright, now after all this is done, we have to check our Mingw installation. So if you are on a Windows machine, just open your command prompt. Okay, so let's see if our installation is correct. So we'll just write g++ space double dash and version. Okay, I'll write it again. G++ double dash and version. Just hit enter and see, you'll get the version of G++ which you have installed here. You also need to check the same for GDB. And you should also get the version of GDB. If both of these are installed properly, then you'll get the version of both of these. If either of these have any error, then you'll have to check the installation of your G++. Okay. So this shows that our installation is complete properly. I'll just close this. Next, you see, we have made hello world here, but since we have already made our hello world from before, we'll just skip this part. Okay, and we'll straight away come here. Okay, yeah, you see, let's see what they have done there. This is a tasks.json which we have to create a tasks.json. Okay, because we need to tell VS Code how to compile the program. Okay, so we VS Code to use g++.exe. Okay, how you'll do that? See, from the main menu, choose terminal, then configure build task, and then we'll get this sort of a drop down box, and we'll select this. Let's do that. Terminal, configure build task. Okay, see, I got a similar drop down box. I clicked on g++.exe and this is my tasks.json. So as you can see, this already contains the path because I had already added it. Okay, but let us just check if our tasks.json is similar to the one displayed here. So you can see in our command, this has the g++.exe. This is the path of the g++.exe. Is it the same here? Yes, it is the same here. And what else is different? As you can see, this is the other thing which is different. So here we need to paste our path of cwd. So what I'll do, I'll just remove this and I'll just paste the path which I had earlier. Now when you paste the path here, you will see this sort of an error because we have not provided the path properly. Windows is not able to, Visual Studio Code is not able to figure out the path because of these slashes. They're not configured properly. So you'll have to add double slashes to help it know that yeah, we want a single slash here. Okay, so when you do that, your Visual Studio Code will be able to figure out the path of your bin folder of mingw, and our tasks.json is basically ready. Let's see what to do next. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to run the build. So what running the build is, actually you'll have to build the C++ program which we have made. So I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, you can just press Ctrl plus Shift plus B. Okay, and your build will start. Let me show you here. See, this is the this is the file which I want to compile. Okay, so we press Ctrl plus Shift plus B, and our build should start. See, executing task. So our build has started. So our build is complete right now. Okay, now we want to run this. We want to manually run this and see if hello world is being printed. So after this, just click this plus button to open a new terminal. Okay, and let us see what all files we have in this YouTube directory till now. So as you can see, we have a first.exe here. Okay, so this is basically the file .exe. .exe means an application, and this is the first.exe. This is the file which we have to run, and when this will run, then hello world will be displayed. So how to run this? See the code properly. Write ./first.exe, and your file should run. See, we got hello world. Okay, but our task is still not complete. Let us go here. See, as we did, they have also done the same thing. Next, we go to debugging of hello world. So I want to tell you how to debug. So let us set that up now. Okay, so we'll have to create a launch.json. So we'll have to basically go to run, add configuration, and then we'll choose this. Okay, let's do that. So we'll go to run, add configuration, and we have chosen this. Now we have to choose g++.exe because that is the thing which we have mentioned in tasks.json also. Okay, so this is our launch.json file. Okay, now you can see in the me debugger path, this contains the gdb.exe path. Okay, so it will be saved in the bin folder only of your Mingw. So I recommend that you manually put the path of gdb.exe here. Okay, let us see what else we need to do here. So all of this is pretty much the same. Okay, they have not made any other changes here, so we should also not require this. This looks fine. Great. So now we have two things ready. See, you have launch.json ready and you also have your tasks.json ready. Great. Now we need to start a debugging session. So what is a debugging session? You see, debugging session is the way to check if your code contains any problems. Now what we'll do, you go to the file which you want to debug. Okay, so this is our file which you want to debug, and you will just click on F5. This is your debugging panel. Okay, this is starting. This means that we are running debugging, etc. So our debugging was over, and since there was no problem, it did not stop anywhere, and it just printed hello world. Now let us see how to debug. Okay, suppose I want my code to stop here. Okay, now let us click on F5. This is basically known as a breakpoint. You see, we have stopped here, and it has just stopped before printing hello world. So it executes everything just before the line where you set the breakpoint. Okay, and it does not run hello world. So how you can use this is, if you have any problem in your code, so then you can basically set a breakpoint on the line where you think that there is a problem in that line, and then you can check. So now we'll click on play button, continue button, and we'll see if we have any problem. Since it did not have any problem, it just ran properly. Now let me introduce some problems here. So what problem can I introduce? Basically, let me just remove the semicolon. As simple as that. Okay. And we have, this is how you remove your breakpoint. Okay, and I'll just again build it. You see, this time it was not building. If I miss this semicolon here, it will show me some problems. See, it says expected a semicolon, and it says expected semicolon before this return statement. Why? Because because this line is not properly configured, so it is not even taking return as a statement. So it knows that return is a statement. That is why it is saying that we need to end this statement here to consider return as a different statement. Okay, so this is our first C++ program, the simple, classic, and good hello world program. And basically, see, this is our Intellisense. It shows what is the problem with endl. So there is basically no problem here, but it basically still has it is still considering the previous error, that is the semicolon. It is assuming no semicolon is there, but it should run properly. Okay, this code has no errors. Okay, so if I build it again, it will build successfully. As you can see, the problem went away because there was no problem with this code. And now we want to run it again, so we'll just say F5. Okay, we'll just run it. So what F5 does is it starts running with debugging, but we don't have any breakpoints here, so basically there is no debugging here. If you simply want to run without debugging, see, you can press Ctrl plus F5, and if you want to start debugging, you can do it with F5. Okay, so I'll end my video here, and if you like the video, please hit the like button and comment below and just give me feedback on this video. And thank you so much for watching this video.